All right, the cat's out of the bag, guys. Palantir stock was not included in the S&P 500, and you guys can see here, and by the way, we're using TradingView today because I don't know what's going on with Thinkorswim. It's not working for me today. I don't know. It's saying technical difficulty, something like that. But either way, we're noticing this stock ran up a good chunk heading into the potential possibility of being included in the S&P 500. It looks like we got almost to $24 per share, and now we're down as of Friday after the bell around 2%. You guys can see right at the top here, we closed at 23.31 on Friday, and after the bell, when we got the news, we went down 51 cents or about 2.2%. Honestly, not the end of the world, and we'll talk about my thoughts here in this video, and of course we'll go over what companies actually got included in the S&P 500 and what companies got booted, right? Because when companies get included, other companies got to get booted, right? And that's a good rhyme right there, guys. I'm going to run with that one. But yeah, check it out. Again, PLTR was not included, and like I said in my previous videos, this is not like one of the biggest catalysts, right? It's not like this is going to be a make or break for Palantir. I could care less because in my eyes, eventually it will be included in the S&P 500. And the fact that we have been holding $20 to about $21 per share as support over the past couple of weeks, that's a really good sign. And wait a second, isn't this the guy that did that free climb or free solo, whatever it's called? Yeah, that guy's nuts. Anyway, let me get his face off the screen here, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Obviously, I don't pay for TradingView, so we're going to get some ads here and there. Apologize for that, but you all can see clearly that Palantir has been holding that $20 level that was resistance back in this time period right here, back in, when was this? November, and we've been holding it as support pretty much this entire year, which is a great sign. And we'll see, maybe on Monday we do sell off a little bit. Totally possible we might get a bit of a sell-off, but I don't personally see Palantir going lower than $20. Honestly, I could see it holding $21, $22 next week. We'll see how it plays out, but that's kind of where my head's at right now. And Palantir, of course, is a pretty big company, $51 billion company. You guys can see here at the bottom the market cap, and that's grown substantially over the past couple of years, and I think it will continue to grow heading into the future. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But yeah, that's the big news. It was not included in the S&P, but what companies were included in the S&P include KKR, CrowdStrike, and none other than GoDaddy, which I don't know how the heck GoDaddy made it over, Palantir or some other companies out there. But hey, GoDaddy is in the S&P 500 now, and so is CrowdStrike, which is well-deserved. I'm sure you guys have seen CrowdStrike. They reported pretty good numbers. Their guidance was strong a couple of days ago, and their stock shot up pretty aggressively. So let me read through this. By the way, guys, if you're finding value, hit the like button, and do not forget to subscribe. So if we come down a little bit here, you guys can see KKR and Company, CrowdStrike, and S&P Mid-Cap 400 constituent GoDaddy will replace Robert Half, Comerica, and Illumina, which those are ticker symbol RHI, CMA, and ILMN respectively. And you guys can see here, Illumina will replace GoDaddy in the S&P Mid-Cap 400, right? So pretty interesting, right? KKR, CrowdStrike, and S&P, or not S&P, GoDaddy will replace Robert Half, Comerica, and Illumina. And coming down here a little bit more, what are these here, guys? I think Penn Entertainment, I was reading this earlier. It looks like Texas Pacific Land Corp, BioMarin Pharmaceutical, Warner Music Group Corp, and Nextracker, Altair Engineering, and RB Global will replace Werner Enterprises, Integra Life Sciences Holdings Corporation, Penn Entertainment, Grocery Outlook Holding Corp, Leggett and Platt, and Hertz Global in the S&P Mid-Cap 400 respectively. So there's a lot of rebalancing going in the mid-cap, guys, S&P Mid-Cap 400. And this down here shows you a nice table, a nice visual of the rebalance and when the effective date is, which, by the way, it's on June 24th. You guys can see right here. So at the top, you can see the additions in the S&P again. GoDaddy, CrowdStrike, KKR. Those were additions. Deletions out of the S&P, like I said. Robert Half, RHI. We have Comerica, Illumina, right? Those are all deletions. And coming down a little bit more, we can see the S&P Mid-Cap 400, the Small Cap 600, which talk about a lot of rebalancing there. So it seems like as we go down the list from large cap to mid cap to small cap, there's more and more rebalancing, which kind of makes sense if you think about it, right? We can see going down to the S&P small caps, we can see looks like Penn Entertainment was added there, Hertz Global, Leggett, and Platt, right? We can see that. We talked about that already. Some that were deleted out of the S&P 600, probably companies that you've never heard of, but it looks like here TTEC Holdings, Orasure Technologies, to name a couple here, Resources Connection, right? ATN International, looks like a couple other ones that, again, honestly, I haven't heard of these companies, but hey, that's what's going on. And every single quarter, we get rebalances like this, right? It happens, guys. Some companies get booted, some get added. And like I said, tying this back to Palantir, eventually, I think Palantir will be on this list. Eventually. It's only a matter of time as the company continues to grow, as the company becomes more, held by institutional investors. They become more profitable, right? Which is very important to be included in the S&P 500. I think eventually PLTR will be added, and this company is very strongly capitalized, right? Let me show you their financials very quickly, then we'll slowly wrap up the video. So obviously Palantir has been growing revenues pretty nicely. It looks like here in 2020 they did about $1 billion. Now trailing 12 months they're at $2.3 billion. Very nice growth there over the past couple of years. And their balance sheet, which is very important to look at, you guys can see if we look at total assets over total liabilities, we can see current liabilities are sitting at $740 million. And I like looking at the current ratio, right? Very important to look at the current ratio, which looks at essentially current assets over current liabilities. So look, current liabilities, again, $740 million, current assets over $4 billion. So their current ratio is well over a 5. I mean, a 6, a 7, whatever that is. So they're easily able to, if they wanted to, they can take their current assets, some of them, probably their cash. Yeah, it looks like they have cash equivalents, and marketable securities at around $3.6 billion. So if they wanted to, guys, they can wipe out all of their debts due in the next 12 months. And honestly, for that matter, they can wipe out all of their debts, period, if they wanted to, right? Their total liabilities are about a little less than $1 billion, and they have almost $4 billion of cash. So there's no doubt this company has a lot of cash. Their current ratio is strong. Their balance sheet looks really good from what I'm seeing right here, guys. And again, they're growing. They're profitable now. They're going to become more profitable. Again, it's only a matter of time before PLTR gets into the S&P 500. And for me, guys, this was never a huge part of the investment thesis, right? In fact, it was never even a part of the investment thesis. It's kind of just like the cherry on top. All right, we're included in the S&P. Awesome, beautiful, cherry on top. That's the way I'm looking at it. And like I said in previous PLTR videos, guys, this is no update. This is nothing new. I don't really care. I don't care about the inclusion into the S&P. It is what it is. Eventually, we'll get into that index. And here goes again, Alex Hanold, however you say this guy's name. Shout out to this guy, man. I watched the documentary of him free climbing whatever mountain that was, and I was sweating the whole time. My palms were freaking sweating. I don't know how this guy did that, but that's obviously not relevant to this video. Either way, guys, that's the news. That's the breakdown. That's what's going on with PLTR, Palantir, and I love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to let me know, guys, and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and you might as well get your free stocks from Moomoo. Check out Interactive Brokers as well. Those are linked down below, guys, and check out the Patreon if you want to be a part of the Discord, see my charts and ideas throughout the week, throughout the day, and most importantly, if you want to see me build out my long-term private portfolio, check it out on Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you later.